Alright, so everyone's probably heard or seen by now the infamous 10-hour walk video in New York City. It's where, if you haven't seen it, it's sort of like a social experiment where a chick walks around New York City for about 10 hours. Well, 10 hours they claim, but hey, it's whatever. And she gets hits on, at least some put it as harassed, but I'll get into that in a minute. So she gets hits on by over 100 dudes in the space of 10 hours, but it was broken down. The video was pretty short. So it's just, I have a lot to say about it. So we're gonna check out the video and I'll give my thoughts on it right now.
Today. Wow. That's not good.
Smile.
What's up, beautiful? Have a good day. Hey, what's up, girl? How you doing? Somebody's acknowledging you for being beautiful. She's an angry girl.
Oh, bless you. Hey.
Hey, baby. Hey, beautiful. How are you this morning?
Have a nice evening.
Nice. Hey. Damn!
I'm beautiful. God bless. You're sexy, American Eagle. Hello, good morning. God bless you. Have a good day, all right?
How you doing? How you doing? Good?
Hey, look at that. It's $5,000. You want to talk? Huh? We can't be friends or nothing. You don't speak. If I give you my number, you talk to me? No? Too ugly for you?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Have a nice evening, dog.
So that's the end of the video. Oh, where should I even start? Guys, I made a video not too long ago about pickup lines and how and why they don't work. 99% of the time, pickup lines don't work. But the twist to that is they can work. And the beauty about that is it depends on who's using it and how the guy is using the pickup lines. So most of these guys use some cheesy ass fucking pickup lines. You know, like I'm trying to remember which one that one of the guys specifically used. It was something like whatever the fuck it was. One of these dudes used some really cheesy ass pickup line, and obviously it didn't work. And why didn't it work? Because number one, he never approached the girl. So he stood on the sidelines throwing these pickup lines and expecting the girl to stop. And that's one thing I realized about it. A lot of these guys, they are on the sidelines doing this shit. They're not showing any intent. They're not approaching. They're not showing any persistence. The one guy who was persistent, the Spanish looking dude, he was definitely persistent. He did the right thing in walking with the girl. But where he blew himself out was the lame ass lines like, can I give you my number? Or if I give you my number, would you call me? Number one, that's one of the biggest mistakes in the pickup seduction game. You never give a girl your number. That's just like, it's crazy. Number one, the girl is not gonna call you. So if anything, you want to exchange numbers or get the girl a number, not give her your number. She's gonna forget who the fuck you are. So that was pretty lame on his part. So he went so low as to supplicate and start to beg for the girl's attention and time and shit like that. So at the end of the day, these guys had lame ass fucking game. They had no game at all. They didn't know how to communicate with the girl or how to talk to a girl, how to get a girl's attention. I mean, albeit this was definitely an intentional social experiment where the girl purposely did not talk to any of these guys. But even if it was a real world scenario, the reactions would have still been the same. The guys would have been lame anyway, and the girl would have kept it moving. But in the grand scheme of things, I want to point to something that's been circulating in the bloggers world, blogosphere, and on Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. A lot of people, and I'll say women mostly, they've labeled this sort of stuff right here as sexual harassment or harassment in general. Now, quite frankly, and a lot of guys will already know what I'm about to say on this, this is not fucking harassment. This is nowhere near harassment. And it just goes to show how a lot of females are very fucking twisted, and the media literally runs with this shit and attach the sexual harassment label on top of this. And I've written about this in the past, and I made a video on it just recently where I stated that there will come a time in America where chatting up a girl will become unlawful. It will become an illegal act. It'll be tantamount to sexual harassment. It'll be tantamount to rape. And this is the fucking wrong direction to go. And we can blame feminists on it. We can blame beta male lawmakers, Congress, whoever the fuck. We can blame these people, for pushing this agenda. And it's really sad when I think about it because, like I said, this is nowhere near harassment on any level. I mean, guys are pretty much doing what comes natural to men, which is to approach women. So I want to give these guys in the video, though they suck terribly, I want to give them balls to actually saying something, because the average guy is not saying a fucking thing. And I also want to touch on this point, with guys in general who spit these lines and throw out these lines, pickup lines or whatever lines and so forth. Guys, listen. You can't stay on the fucking sideline as a girl walks by. You throw a little line out and expect the girl to stop. It's not going to work. 8 in 10 times it will fail. The girl will keep it moving. She might have been interested in you. She might have, seen you as someone who's her ideal type and so forth. But the fact that you bitched up and you pulled the lame ass move just by standing on the sidelines, you will have reduced yourself in her eyes, and she would keep it moving. So this is what happened in the video. The girl kept it moving, and all these guys stayed on the sideline and shooting these lines off, these little cute, hey beautiful, hey sexy. And that's another thing. Stop approaching girls with calling them sexy, beautiful, and so forth. Guys, it's cheesy. Okay, it's cheesy. You want to do that after you're in the conversation with the girl. So your first line should not be, hey beautiful, oh you're beautiful, wow you're pretty, wow, oh man. It should not be your initial reaction. So this is where all these guys in the video blew themselves out. And like I said, if this was a real world scenario, they would have blown themselves out anyway based on that fact. So it's a lack of intent. It's a lack of showing that will that you really want the girl to stop. Because realistically, listen man, if you're standing on the sideline and the girl walking by on the streets and you say, hey, like one of the guys said to her, hey mommy, what's up? There's no intent there. There's no sub-communication there that's saying to the girl that, hey, this guy seriously wants me to stop. He seriously wants me to meet her. Therefore, she's not going to stop because she doesn't feel that intent, insistence, or persistence from the dude. So she's not going to stop. So a woman at least, and this is, like I said, in a real world situation, she want to see that at least you'll meet her halfway. So if you're standing on the corner and the girl is approaching, she's passing, you want to step out. So you don't want to just stand by like a fucking statue, and as the girl walk by, you say, hey sexy, can I talk to you for a minute? It's not gonna work. 7, 8, and 10 times it's not gonna work, especially with those super hot girls. It's not gonna work. So that's basically what I took away from the video. A lot of people, like I said, seeing it as harassment, street harassment, sexual harassment, whatever harassment, verbal harassment. And, you know, a lot of people took that angle of it. And I would say a lot of beta males, which are weak men, socially conditioned men, men who don't get laid, don't meet women, don't have dates on a regular basis, those guys would generally see this stuff as harassment. And they would be appalled that girls are actually being harassed like this on the streets. I mean, and these are men who would take that opinion. But any real guy who's enjoyed dating and fucking a lot of girls, you know, like myself, you know, had to throw that in there, we don't see this as harassment. We see this as guys doing what they should do, however, they go about it the wrong way. It's pretty much my take. And it's pretty much the take of any other PUA, anyone who's into the seduction pickup world. That is pretty much our take. It's no big deal.